Hey everyone, and welcome. So, today we're going to break down a piece of common wisdom about setting goals, something that science says might actually be holding you back. Think about it. You've got a big goal, right? Something you're super excited about. For most of us, that first instinct is to share it, to get on the phone, to tell the world. But what if that's literally the worst thing you could do?
Yeah, let's just dive right into the main question here. Could the very act of sharing your ambitions be the reason they never actually happen? I know it sounds completely backward, but trust me, the psychology behind this is absolutely fascinating.
Okay, so we've all heard this a million times, right? We can call it the accountability myth. You know the idea, if you tell all your friends you're going to run a marathon, that social pressure will keep you on track. But what if that entire assumption is just flawed?
And here it is, laid out plain and simple. On the one hand, you've got the conventional wisdom we've been fed our whole lives. But on the other, you have what the science, what psychological evidence is actually telling us. And it's the complete opposite. Announcing your goals might feel really good in the moment, but that good feeling could be the very thing that trips you up.
So, how on earth does this work? Well, it all comes down to a little chemical reaction inside your brain. It's something called a premature reward. You're basically celebrating, you're popping the champagne before you've even left the starting blocks.
The second you tell someone your big plan and they go, "Wow, that's amazing," or "You're gonna crush it," your brain's reward system just lights up. It releases a chemical called dopamine, and here's the kicker. This is the exact same pleasure chemical you get from actually achieving something. It's the feeling of accomplishment delivered early.
This premature dopamine hit leads us to this fascinating and honestly a kind of dangerous little trick your mind plays on itself. See, the praise you get for your intention satisfies your brain's craving for that reward, making it feel like you've already made real progress.
And this lays out that dopamine loop just perfectly. You have an idea, you announce it, you get that instant social validation, and boom, your brain gets its reward. It feels like progress. But in reality, what have you done? All you've done is talk. That feeling of accomplishment shows up way before any of the hard work has even started.
Psychologists actually have a name for this: social reality. Think of it like this. You tell 5 friends you're going to start a new, intense workout routine. Their encouragement, their high fives, it makes you feel like a healthier person already. Your brain gets so satisfied by all that social recognition that it confuses the feeling with the actual achievement. The goal feels done, even though you haven't done a single push-up.
So, what's the actual real-world consequence of your brain taking this little shortcut? I mean, what happens to your drive, to your grit, when your brain already feels satisfied? Well, it just drains away.
Just look at the difference here. When you keep a goal private, there's this tension, right, between who you are now and who you want to be. And that tension creates a really powerful motivating force. But the moment that goal is announced, that motivation can absolutely plummet. You've already tasted the victory just by talking about it, which makes the actual hard race seem a lot less urgent.
Okay, so all of this science points to a really powerful and yeah, a totally counterintuitive strategy. If talking about your goals drains your motivation, the solution is pretty clear, even if it's not always easy to follow.
So here's the new rule. It's incredibly simple, but man, it requires discipline. You have to delay that gratification. Instead of looking for validation for your intentions, you have to commit to only seeking it for your results. Earn the praise, don't ask for it in advance. So what does this actually look like in practice? Well, first, you got to resist that powerful urge to announce your big 5-year plan. Second, just shift your language. Don't say, "I'm going to write a novel." Instead, you wait and then you say, "I wrote 5 chapters this week." Talk about the work you've put in. Now, this doesn't mean you have to work in a total vacuum. The key is to maybe tell 1 or 2 people who will hold you accountable for your actions, not just praise your intentions. Think of a mentor, not just a cheerleader. But for everyone else, let your results be the announcement.
So, we'll leave you with this one thought. Think about that big ambition you have right now. You know the one you're really excited to tell people about. What would happen if instead you just kept it to yourself and you just started working? What great goal are you going to achieve precisely because you didn't talk about it first?